So welcome again, everyone. Okay, today we're going to talk about speaking part two. Let's go through a general information, a general introduction about the speaking skill. Then we're going to talk in details about the speaking part two. Speaking usually, speaking test or speaking skill is divided into three parts, part one, two, and three. In part one, you are asked personal questions, okay? At the beginning of the test, you will be asked personal questions. What do we mean by personal questions? Personal questions mean that the examiner is going to ask you about yourself. And usually the examiner starts asking you about one of these three topics, work or study. Okay, so this is the first topic that the examiner is going to ask you generally. Okay, not always, but this is usually. Or maybe your hometown, or sometimes your home, the place where you live. Okay, so these are the first three topics that the examiner is going to choose one of them and ask you to talk about them. So for example, the test could start like this. The examiner is going to say, in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. Okay, so firstly, do you work or are you a student? So, or maybe, where's your hometown? Or sometimes the examiner is going to start asking you about your home. Do you live in a house or apartment? How is your home decorated? What's your favorite room? And so on. Okay. And the questions, okay, is going to continue to be personal questions. So the question could be something like, do you like cooking? What's your favorite hobby? Okay. Did you like, for example, playing, or did you like chocolates when you were a child? Are you moving to another country in the future? And so on. Okay, as you see, guys, the questions here are personal. You need to give like personal answers. Okay, so what's the difference between questions in part one and questions, for example, in part three? Okay, questions in part three are not personal. Questions in part three are going to be about people, about tools, about things, about stuff, something like that. Okay, so the examiner is not going to be like, do you like cooking? Questions in part three are going to be something, do you think people eat healthy or unhealthy food nowadays? Okay, what do you think of this question, guys? Is this a question about yourself? Are you going to talk about what do you eat, healthy or unhealthy, or you are asked to talk about other people?
General topic.
Yeah, you're going to talk about not yourself. You're going to talk
People,
about
yeah.
other people. Yes, thank you so much. You're going to be talking about other people. So you need to say that people in my society eat like unhealthy food, like junk food, fast food, something like that. And don't give here in part three, you are not giving personal questions. So this is what we mean by the questions in part one are personal. Okay, part one, you need to talk about yourself. Part three, you need to talk about other people and discuss this topic. Okay, what about questions in part two that we are going to talk about today? Questions in part two, the examiner is going to give you a topic and you need to talk about this topic for 2 minutes. Okay, you'll be given a topic and you need to talk about this topic like for 2 minutes. Let's go like in details about speaking part two. After completing part one, which usually takes like 4 to 5 minutes, the examiner is going to move to part two of the speaking test and will give you a topic, okay? Give you a topic. And the candidate has 1 minute to prepare and make notes. Okay, we're going to talk about this point. The examiner is going to give you like 1 minute to prepare. Okay, then they're going to give you like 2 minutes to respond, to answer. After the 1 minute preparation time, the candidate is required to talk about the topic for 2 minutes. Okay, so here you need to be talking for 2 minutes. Okay, you don't have to worry about timing in part 2 because the examiner will stop the candidate when the clock hits 2 minutes. The point here I'd like to make is that the examiner is going to use a timer to see when the 2 minutes are up. You will not be able to see the timer. You're gonna just wait the examiner until the examiner says, okay, thank you, stop, that's enough, something like this, okay? And the best strategy in part 2 is to keep talking until the examiner says stop, okay? You need to focus on the language and the context, because again, this is a speaking test, not a knowledge test. What do we mean by that? It's a speaking test, not a knowledge test. The most important thing here in the speaking scale is not what to say, it's how to say it, okay? So in other words, so before I go to this point, I want to ask people like who join us from Syria, الزوم عندكم ما بيشتغل؟ في حدا هون معنا من سوريا؟ في حدا داخل معنا من سوريا؟ الزوم عندكم ما بيشتغل؟ يعني لازم تفعلوا بروكسي إشي زي هيك؟
لما كنت أنا بسوريا إيه كان لازم فعل بروكسي، بس حاليا ما عندي أنا.
اها، لأنه البعض بعت لي بيحكي لي إنه شو اسمه من سوريا، الا بده بروكسي، يعني اظن جوجل ميت يمكن بيشتغل بدون بروكسي، بس الزوم بده بروكسي، يعني كانه هيك حكوا لي.
الجوجل ميت لا ما بده بروكسي بسوريا.
بروكسي. اوكي ثانك يو سو ماتش. تمام. شو معنى الكلام انه we need to focus on the language, okay, not the answer itself. So it's not important actually what to say. The most important thing is how to say it. So in other words, okay, let's say this is the question. Do you like swimming? Okay, look at this answer, guys. Okay, the candidate number 1 said, yes, I like to swim very much. Okay, and another candidate answered, well, to be quite honest, okay, I am fond of swimming. Okay, it's
my cup.
for example, my cup of tea. Yes, thank you. My cup of tea. Although I don't, like, let's say, or I am quite busy, okay, these days I keep going to swim twice a week. اوكي، شوفوا لي بالله الإجابة الأولى هاي yes I like to swim very much، والإجابة الثانية اللي هي هاي. اوكي، هلا من حيث المحصلة، هل الاثنين بيحبوا السباحة؟
Yes.
Yeah, as a result, okay, both of them are interested in swimming. But this is not the point. This is what, like, the examiner, like, didn't ask you the question to know if you really like swimming or not. The examiner wants to hear some language, okay? So more, for example, this answer could get something around 4 to 5, but this answer is going to get 7 plus.
7
Why?
plus.
Yeah, why? Okay, because here, okay, the examiner is going to look to some like specific points in your answer. Firstly, you have used some fillers. Well, to be quite honest, this is good, okay? To be quite honest, something like that, these fillers give like good score to fluency. I'm fond of, you have used paraphrasing correctly, because instead of saying I like, you change it, I'm fond of swimming, and you use less common words. This is good. It's my cup of tea. This is an idiom. Okay, it's great to use an idiom. Also, this like a heighten your lexical resource score. Although this is for grammar, yes, for grammar, complex structure. Although I'm quite busy, I keep going to swim twice a week. Adverb of frequency. Okay.
frequency.
Yes, thank you. So all of these points contribute to getting a high mark. Okay, so here again, it's not important what to say. The most important thing is how to
How
say
to
it. Yes, thank you. This is a speaking test. This is a language test. This is not a knowledge test. So it's quite usual, quite normal to say, for example, well, to be frank, I've never thought about that before. Okay, that's totally okay, because you could be asked some question that you are not familiar with, you don't know what really to answer. Again, that's totally fine. This is not going to reduce your score. Okay, the most important thing is that your language is good. Okay, of course, but you need to answer, you need at the end to answer the question. I've never really thought about that before. However, I would say that and try to give any answer. That's totally fine. It's not going to reduce your score. Okay, so the most important thing is how to say, not what to say. Let's say the examiner asks you or give you a topic, okay, on a card, as we're going to see right now, but you don't have ideas about this topic and you decide to change it. Is this okay? For example, the question is, describe a sport that you would like playing or watching. So instead, for example, you say to the examiner, well, I don't like play or watch sports, so I'm going to talk about my favorite person, which is my father. And you start talking about your father instead talking about a sport you like or you love or something like that. Is this okay?
No, it's not.
Yeah, of course not. Why not? مين يحكي لي ليش لا?
Because it is irrelevant to the subject.
So what's the problem?
It
The
is
most
about
important.
you, not your father.
Not you.
Okay, but we said that the most important thing for the examiner is to evaluate your language, your ability to speak. So you talk about your father and your language is great. You use lexical source, you used like complex structure and so on.
It's out of the task or
So
out of the response. يعني الكوهيرنس اعتقد اسمه راح يتاثر ما ولا
هي
لا ما
يعني هو
أعرف.
مش زي الرايتنج اللي هي التاسك ريسبونس. هون ما عنديش كثير رايت، عندي يعني الى حد ما ممكن تحكي
ما
كوهيرنس
هو
يعني
بدك تحكي بشيء related to the topic.
Yes, okay, this could be, but what's the main problem here? If I change the topic totally, completely, أنا بحكي لكم، تعرفوا لو هذا إشي بصير كان بكل بساطة كل واحد بحضر موضوع، أوكي، ببصمه بصم عن إيش ما كان، تمام، وشو ما إجا موضوع في الامتحان السبيكينج بكل بساطة بحكي له well I don't know about this topic and I would like to talk about الإشي اللي محضره بكره، أوكي، كله تمام. فممنوع هذا الإشي، لازم تتكلم عن نفس الموضوع اللي بيعطوك إياه. المواضيع عادة دائما السؤال في البارت 2 دائما ببلش بكلمة describe what؟ يا إما describe an object, gift, electronic device, describe a person, teacher, family member, describe an event, wedding, celebration, describe an activity like sport, like hobby, describe a place like country, restaurant, touristic site, describe a situation like accident, noise, describe your favorite book, movie, something like that. And the topic is going to be on a card like this one. Describe a hotel that you know. This is the main topic, and here you're going to see like some bullet points you need to cover. Where this hotel is, what this hotel looks like, what facilities this hotel has, and explain whether you think it or not. You think this is a nice hotel to stay in or not. Okay, so you need to cover to talk about the main topic, the hotel, and then you need to cover some bullet points. Okay, everyone? Tamam. Another example, describe a website that you bought something from. So what the website is, what you bought from it, how satisfied you were with what you bought, and what you liked or disliked about this website. Describe a famous business person that you know. Who this person is, what kind of business this person is involved in, what you know about this person, explain what you think of this business person, and so on. Okay, another topic. Okay, here the idea that we're gonna try to actually to apply is, okay, we're gonna know how to begin our answer, what's like phrases we can use to start our answer, and what phrases we can use to jump between these points, how to start talking about point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, and how to conclude, to finish, to end our response. Okay, again, if you are able to make it as a story, okay, to start talking about this topic from the beginning to the end for 2 minutes and cover most of these points or all of these points, like without any kind of further help, this is what, okay, what you need to do. Okay,
would be great.
yes, here I'm gonna like help people who are unable to continue talking for 2 minutes. What phrases you should do to develop your answer to be able to continue talking for the full 2 minutes. Okay, so here, okay, some points before we start talking about these procedures or these strategies. Okay, you need like try to prepare yourself to talk about topics with a lot of details. You need to do a lot of preparation before the test. In the 1 minute preparation time, try to write down like to answer these points. Don't write full sentences, just write like keywords, because you don't have time to write full sentences. You can write like one word for like, or specific words. Okay, it's only one time. And be careful with the tense. If you are asked to talk about something in the past, use simple past. Describe a happy event in your life, you're going to be using simple past. Describe an object that you use every day, you're going to be using simple present. Describe a vehicle that you would like to own in the future, or a device that you would like to own in the future, you're going to use future tense. So be careful with the tense. Okay, so how part 2 actually goes, the examiner is going to say the following. Now I'm going to give you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you're going to have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say. You can make notes if you wish. Do you understand? Yes, I do. Here's some paper and pencil for making notes. And here's your topic. Okay, the examiner is going to hand you like a topic like this one. Describe something you own, which is very important to you. Now you have 1 minute to prepare. The examiner is going to give you 1 minute to prepare your answer. So here you're going to write like keywords. Okay, something very important, you need to name it firstly. You can say my car, my watch, my mobile phone, my laptop, whatever. Okay, is it okay to say, for example, my father?
No, you
What's the problem?
own it. You own it.
So
لأنه ما بيصير.
ليش?
Something you own it.
Something, okay, something,
Yeah.
which someone, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, you own it. So, okay. So after the 1 preparation, okay, so I'd like you to describe something you own, which is very important. Now you have 1 minute to prepare. The exam is going to give you 1 minute. Write down only keywords. You don't have time to write full sentences. Okay, after the 1 minute is up, remember you will have 1 to 2 minutes to talk, so don't worry if I stop you. I'm gonna tell you when the time is up. You may start talking now and you need to keep talking for the full 2 minutes. Okay, and sometimes the examiners could ask you like 1 or 2 follow-up questions, but this is not always. Okay, how to like move on, how to start your answer, how to jump between points. This is, we're gonna talk now in like 5 minutes, then we're gonna like hear you guys answering. So let's say you are given this topic. Describe a sport that you like playing or watching. You should say what the sport is, how often you play or watch it, why you like it, and whether it's popular in your country or not. Okay, so firstly, to begin, you can use any of these phrases, any of these sentences. I'm gonna talk about something. I'd like to tell you something about, or I'd like to tell you about. I'd like to kick off by saying something about. I'd like to start off by talking or saying something about. Okay, so you can choose any of these phrases to start your answer. Okay, this is one. Two, if you want to like jump to the other points, for example, the first point here, what the sport is, you need to give more details about it. You can say, firstly, I'd like to highlight that. Okay, and then start talking about it. Then when you want to jump to the second point, how often you play it, then I really need to add. The third point, next, the point I want to make is the final point. Finally, if time permits, I really should mention that. Okay, and let's look at like some of these phrases that you can use while answering. So firstly, when you are going to start your answer, you can say, I'm gonna tell you about a sport that I love playing the most. And this sport is, I'd like to tell you something about sport I love. I'd like to kick off by saying something about the sport I love. I would start off by saying something, by talking about. So you can choose any of these like expression to start your answer. Then for the first point, you can say firstly, or the first thing I'd like to highlight is that, or maybe so to begin with, I'd like to say that. For the second point, you can say then, or maybe another, or maybe a second point I'd like to mention, I'd like to add is that. For the third point, next, or furthermore, or moreover, I need to emphasize, I need to stress that. Finally, if time permits, for the last point, I'd like to end my response by saying something, okay? And instead of saying, like, I'd like to say, I'd like to say, I'd like to say, you can say, I'd like to highlight, I'd like to emphasize, I'd like to stress, to mention, to add, to underline, to explain. Any of these phrases is gonna be okay, okay? Okay, guys, so let's take, I'm gonna like keep these phrases in front of you, okay? So, and I would like you to talk about this topic. Do you see this topic, guys? I don't know if you can see. Okay, I think, yeah. Okay, so I'd like you to describe a famous food from your hometown or country. You should say what the ingredients are, what it tastes like, when and how it is usually eating, and why you think it's famous. Okay, why do you like it? Why something like that? Now I'm gonna give you 1 minute to prepare, and then guys, I'm gonna like listen to your answers and trying to evaluate them. Okay, so you now have 1 minute to prepare. Okay, the 1 minute is up. Remember, you will have 1 to 2 minutes to talk. So don't worry if I stop you. I'm gonna tell you when the time is up. Okay, so who would like to begin answering? Who would like to answer? مين حاب يجاوب؟
أنا دكتور ممكن أجاوب.
Okay, let's begin with Ola. Yes, of course, Ola. Okay. So,
Okay.
the 1 minute is up. Remember, you will have 1 to 2 minutes to talk. So don't worry if I stop you. I'm gonna tell you when the time is up. Are you ready?
Yes.
Great. So you may start talking now.
Okay, I'd like to tell you something about our popular about a dish of our popular cuisine here in Jordan,
Mhm,
which is named mansaf. The
mhm,
first thing I would like to highlight that mansaf consists of rice, meat, and cooked dairy.
mhm,
And the second point to mention it that mansaf tastes so delicious because the marvelous mixed ingredients inside it.
mhm,
Moreover, here in Jordan, we usually eat mansaf at each weekend.
mhm.
Finally, it is famous because it is a traditional dish and reflects our heritage.
Okay, so this is 43 seconds. You need to add a lot of details. So firstly, you talked about mansaf, which is like famous in Jordan. Can you tell us more about the ingredients?
It contains cooked rice,
Okay.
cooked meat, and cooked dairy, which we mixed them all together.
Mhm.
Yes.
And how you cook it? How you like put it together on fire for how long? Something like that.
Firstly, we cook the meat for 1.5 hours, and separate from it, we cooked rice for half an hour. Also, we cooked in separated method or in separated way the yogurt, and then we mixed. Finally, we mixed them together.
Okay, and after you mix them, how you serve them? How do you serve the dish?
In a plate. Or
Okay,
in one plate, in
in
one
one,
big plate.
yeah, in one huge plate. Okay, how you firstly put the rice.
What?
Your first thing put in the plate is the rice.
Yes.
Do you put any kind of like light or thin bread beneath it?
Yes, we
Okay.
put beneath the rice thin bread.
Okay, then the rice.
Then the rice, then the
Then
meat, and finally the yogurt.
yeah, yogurt.
Yogurt.
Okay. Do you like decorated with something?
Yes, with some nuts. With some
Uh-huh.
nuts.
With some nuts, maybe parsley. داشل parsley البقدونس مثلا.
Yes.
Parsley with some nuts. And okay, good. And okay, so these the ingredients. يعني لاحظ ان لما حكينا عن ingredients وكيف طريقة التقديم والتحضير هاي يمكن حكينا كمان 30 ثانية صح ولا لا؟ يا اوكي هيك مدينا الإجابة تبعتنا فالضروري جدا في البارت 2 إن ما بس نجاوب على قد السؤال لا لازم نعطي ديتيلز أكتر تمام؟
طيب
اوكي
دكتور معلش سؤال.
تفضلي.
بس دكتور بيست يعني على الانسر اللي انا اعطيتها هي مش كثير ديفلوبت يعني انا لسه بتدرب بس كم مثلا ممكن تعطيني باند سكور إلها؟
يعني شوفي إذا بتجاوبي لمدة دقيقتين وباقي البارتس نفس الإشي على الأغلب علامتك راح تكون 6.5 6.5 6 زي هيك لأنه في شوية ملاحظات صغيرة على البرونسيشن على يعني هو 40 ثانية يمكن ما بينش كثير الهيزيتيشن فيها الفلونسي كويس عندك يعني بتحكي بسرعة بس في شوية ملاحظات أنا هحكي لك إياهم هلا بس إنه نحاول أول شيء نطور إجابتنا للتو مينتس حكينا مثلا عن الانجريدينتس شو ممكن نحكي مثلا عن طريقة الأكل is it eaten by hand or by spoons? What do you think?
We can use both of them.
Okay, good. And some people prefer to eat them with hands, which is the traditional way. يعني دائما أعطي يعني تعطيش على قد السؤال
extended sentence.
yeah أعطي details يعني talk about like details, people, location, time, and of course like this. Okay, some people prefer to eat them by hand, which is the traditional way of eating mansaf, or others like the modern way is using like spoon. Okay. You said that when it is eaten, you said it is eaten at the weekends, right?
Yes.
Is there any other times?
Yes. It's
Like what?
probably to it within in occasions,
Like
in
what?
special occasions,
Like
like
what?
Eid al-Adha, Eid
Yeah,
al-Adha.
okay, like
Wedding.
yes, religious festivals like Eid al-Adha, like yes, like okay, like weddings. Yes, thank you. What else? Funerals?
Yes. حالات
Yeah,
الجنازة.
yes, and for example, what else? Like and social occasions in general. Okay, that's good. هاي لما تكلمنا مثلا عن انه okay when it is served. Okay, it tastes حكيتي very delicious. Can you be more specific? كيف يعني very delicious؟ خلينا نحكي it's tasty, yeah, very delicious. It is more like sweet, sour, salty, strong taste, light taste, a lot of spices, few spices. Well, how would you describe it, the taste?
Sour and salty.
Yes. Yes or no?
Neutral taste or salty taste.
Yeah, a little bit salty and sour. شوي مالح على حامض هيك خفيف. Okay. And why do you think it's famous?
Maybe it's famous because almost families, rather than Jordan, maybe in Iraqi also cook it. It was famous because in each festival it should be biryani or mansif. So that is the reason for me, at least.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, it's famous because it's like
all
it's like,
family, almost of them
yes,
cook
all
it.
families. Yes, it's the traditional dish. It's like easy to make. Something does not take a lot of time. The ingredients are available everywhere. Yeah, something like this. Okay. So طيب خلينا ناخذ بس هيك
Can I add something, Doctor? Can I add something?
تفضل يا سما.
Okay. I just want to mention that if you want to eat mansaf or biryani, it should be something with you, not only one person or eat it alone. Because it's never tasty. So it should be a campaign with you to share with them and
with
to
other
really,
people.
Find the real taste with them. I cannot I cannot explain how it, but at least I want to tell you that you should eat all of them together.
With together, because it's like eat in social occasions. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. اوكي هلا الفلونسي كويس وين علا الفلونسي كويس. انت حكيت بس بدك تحكي لمده دقيقتين، تمام؟ اوكي، ما الهيزيتيشن مش كثير واضح. الليكسيكال ريسورس استخدمتي كلمات حلوه، كوزين، مارفلوس. yeah, these are good words. اوكي هلا في الجرامر انت حكيتي
it contains.
ايوه صح، it contains. اوكي انتبهي شوي على البرونسيشن. شو معنى اللذيذ بالانجليزي زاكي؟
tasty,
كلمة
delicious.
مش delicious. اوكي، والكلمة الثانية ايش يعني اللبن؟
يogurt.
لا مش يوغرت، يوغرت.
يوغرت.
اوكي تمام. فعشان هدول الملاحظتين الصغار، يعني ممكن الجرامر والبرونسيشن تكون العلامة فيهم 6، الليكسيكال ريسورس ممكن 7، الفرنسي ممكن 7. يعني على الأغلب علامتك لو تروح تختبري زي هيك على الأغلب راح تكون بين 6.5 و6، يعني something like this.
شكرا دكتور.
يعني مش أقل من 6، بتوصل 6.5، بس ما بتوصلش 7 لأنه في شوية عندي أخطاء لازم أعالجهم عشان أوصل 7. Thank you so much for your answer.
دكتور ممكن كمان علشان نمد السؤال بعد إذنك.
تفضلي.
نمد الإجابة. ممكن إنه نضيف شغلة إنه
اللي هي
في جذور تاريخية للأكلة.
of
طبيعة
course.
المجتمع إنه بدون.
Okay, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course you can add that.
بيعتمدوا على تربية الأغنام إنه
Yes.
زمان وكذا.
Sure. Okay. You add more detail, because if you're gonna stick to the points here to answer them literally, okay, like give short answers, you'll never be able to reach 2 minutes. So you need to add more details. Okay, don't stick like literally to the points. Like give more details. Okay. Thank you so much, Ola. Thank you, Carol, and thank you, Sama. Okay, yeah. Who would also like to answer this question? Who would like to talk for 2 minutes about famous or like famous or very common food in your country? Okay, let's see. Faris. Yes, Faris. Okay, the 1 minute is up. Remember, you will have 1 to 2 minutes to talk. So don't worry if I stop you. I'm gonna tell you when the time is up. Are you ready?
Okay.
You may
Okay.
start talking now.
Okay. First of all, I'm going to talk about my favorite food and the most popular food in my
لا
region and on the
ارجع.
world.
اوكي ماشي.
Okay.
ارجع عيد لي اياها من اول. اوكي اخليها انك تحكي انه I would like to talk about the famous food قبل ما my favorite. لانه
Okay.
الاكزامينر لما يسمعك تحكي my favorite حيفكرك طلعت عن الموضوع، لانه your favorite food مو شرط يكون الفيموس فود. اوكي تمام، ممكن واحد يحب
تمام.
بيتزا مثلا، بس البيتزا مش اوكي. Again, so are you ready?
Okay. Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, you may start talking now.
Okay. I'm going to tell you about the most famous Syrian food in the world. It's called shawarma. The ingredients, it's about chicken breast and black pepper and paprika and a lot of love. It tastes قبل ما نطلع taste sorry. It's prepared by putting breast chicken on a steak and it's going to get the heat in from the back. The man who prepare it, they're going to cut the breast and they're going to be like half level. And after that, he going to put it on their bread with like special mayonnaise. It's called tomia and some pickles. The taste, it's going to be like little bit spicy and شلون بدي سوري عفوا بس كيف الواحد بده يقول انه طعمته انه نص نية مو نص نية ما بعرف كيف بدها تكون انه سوري
هي احنا بنحكي half done عادة. well
half
done.
done.
يا half done يعني نص
مم.
نص مشوية، نص مسلوقة،
استوى.
نص مطبوخة، نص استوى.
اوكي
يعني
اوكي ذا تيست بنرجع للتوبيك ذا تيست
اوكي نرجع
اوكي
للطبق.
التيست the taste it's a little bit spicy half done and it have like too much oil in it. Some people like it to be dry. That's depend on your performance. And how usually okay, usually eaten by its sandwich, or you're going to cut the sandwich to pieces and put it in the plate and go and a group of people going to eat it, and you can add it potatoes, fries potatoes to it. Why it's made why it's famous? It's famous because it's cheap and most of people can go to buy the ingredients of it in a cheap way, and it's going to be fast to تحضيره.
to be prepared to be prepared
to be prepared.
to be served, to be something like this. Okay, thank you
Yeah.
so much. Like 2.5 minutes مع البريك اللي في النص يعني. اوكي
Okay.
تمام. So good. Okay. عندك ideas بتقدر تحكي لمدة دقيقتين. This is a great idea, a great point. Okay, you have some advanced lexical resource. That's good. The paprika, a lot of love, you said? Yeah, okay, you can say that, of course. Steak, half level. Okay, what do you mean by half level? They cut it half level.
لا بيستووها هالف ليفل انه انت عندك الرجل
okay.
محروق من
Yeah.
الرجل الثاني ما بكون كثير
Okay, so yeah. Okay, you can say that. فالفلونسي زي ما حكينا انت بتحكي لمده دقيقتين. الليكسيكال ريسورس عندك كلمات شوي ادفانس الى حد ما. الجرامر يمكن في شويه ملاحظات، يعني ما فيش ما رح احكي he going to put. اوكي he puts. اوكي بس ده بستخدم simple present هون. yeah. اوكي he prepares the. اوكي او ممكن تستخدم الباسيفز اللي بتحكي على الشاورما نفسها. shawarma is put in a sandwich, is cut, like okay, mayonnaise is added, something like this. Okay. ما راح احكي that's depend. شو الصح؟
It depends.
It depends.
أو that
أو
depends.
that depends، يعني الأس بتيجي على الفعل مش على ما أحكي that depends on، مش on your performance أكيد، on your preference.
preference.
preference شو بتفضل؟ performance أدائك، يعني إذا أدائك كويس بيطلع لك سندويشة كويسة. أوكي. بالنسبة للبرونسيشن بده شغل pronunciation. أوكي. بالذات مثلا في كلمة كتير كانت واضحة، شو يعني سعره رخيص أو قليل الثمن؟
cheap.
أيوة cheap. أنت
Yeah.
حكيتها sheep. أوكي it sheep، لازم التي تطلع sheep. أوكي it's cheap. Yeah, thank you. And it's like fast cooked, something like that. Thank you so
Also, we
much.
can say affordable, Doctor.
We can what?
We can say rather than cheap, affordable.
Affordable, of course. Yeah, this is very advanced word. It's a good word, affordable. Like less common. Okay, give you like higher score, of course. Yeah. Okay, so based on your answer is good, but there are like some like grammatical issues and pronunciation. You need to work a little bit on the pronunciation. So it's going to be something around close to 6. Could reach 6.5, but it's more about 6. Okay, but this is also good answer. Yeah. هلا الشاورما سورية فارس ولا تركية؟
شاورما اللحم تركيا، شاورما الدجاج سوريا. بلشت ب
هيك
1906.
هيك يعني حلينا الخلاف.
إجباري تنفتح ولو دكتور.
اوكي تمام، يعني الشاورما الدجاج سورية، شاورما اللحمة تركية. اوكي تمام.
مظبوط
يلا.
مظبوط.
والله مين اللي بيحكي مظبوط؟
كارول بتقول لك مظبوط،
كارول.
يعني مو
ما
سمير.
طيب كويس. انت كارول. صحيح انت بتعرفي
إيه.
اوكي. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. تمام. Okay. Yeah. Who would also like to answer? Yeah. Who would like to talk about famous food? Yeah. Thank you, Ola and Faris. Thank you, guys. مين كمان؟
أستاذ أقدر أني أشارك؟
Oh, of course.
تمام.
Yes, Sama. Okay.
Okay, but little bit hesitation.
No
Sorry.
problem. This is
Okay,
very normal. Okay. So
yes,
the 1 minute, is up. Remember, you will have 1 to 2 minutes to
yes,
talk.
one by one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna. I'm gonna stop you when you reach
Yes.
2 minutes. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Okay. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. You may
In my
start
country,
talking.
yes, I'm ready. Yes.
Okay. You may start talking now.
Yes, in my country, the most famous food, or the most we prefer to cook مسقوف. مسقوف mean it was some kind of fish. We cook it on coal, It's not fried or even not put it in oven, and just on coal, something like that. The ingredient is maybe no more than four ingredients: fish, salt, and some spicy. And that's it, and some garlic. Yes, we put garlic, put it above the fish. Yes, and then I just want to mention we have only some kind of fish that we make it مسقوف, not any kind of fish, especially when it was grow up at river Euphrates also. Euphrates and Euphrates. Yes. What it tastes like? For me, the taste like is very fatty, maybe because the fish is full of omega-3, so the taste is really fatty, but it is yummy and so delicious and sour. Yes, I remember that you must put some lemon juice with garlic and salt and salt is the more thing with ingredients. The taste is very delicious and sour. Yes, we serve it with bread. That's it, bread. And if you prefer to with yogurt also, but we prefer to serve it with only with the bread, no rice, no other with it, no loaves, just bread, raki bread. Yes, that's it. And when how is usually eaten? It was usually eaten at lunch because as I mentioned, it was very fatty. So it was only on lunch. it was in restaurant also. We cannot cook it at home because we don't have this large space with coal, and we need some what we say, dusty and trap, and put some coal on dusty and something like that. Yes, so only on restaurant, maybe in farmer and field, we cook مسقوف. And why it was famous? It was famous because only the south of Iraq we can find it. Especially in Euphrates, south of Iraq, in the Basra city, we can find مسقوف. In Baghdad, we can also cook it, but it's not the same kind of fish of مسقوف. Yes, that's it. It was famous because only one government it was published or famous to cook it. So that was famous because Basra was cooked مسقوف.
Okay, thank you so much. You have been talking for almost 3 minutes, and that's great, actually. Yeah, that's great. You have no problem actually with fluency and coherence. Your fluency coherence is good. You are able to talk for 2 minutes. The hesitation is limited. There's no like a lot. Look, there are two types of hesitation actually. The hesitation which is related to language, to words, this could affect your score, but the hesitation that is related to the language, to the ideas, sorry, that's normal. It's not going to affect your score. Okay? يعني أحيانا لأنه حتى في لغتك in your mother language, if you are asked about to talk about something, you could have some kind of hesitation because you are thinking about what you are going to say. So that's totally normal, okay? So your hesitation is totally normal, no problem at all. So your fluency is good. And thank you for using some advanced words, sour, fatty, lemon juice, garlic, serve it, okay?
Like what advanced work? So, yes, yes. Yes,
okay, yeah, this good. Well,
so what bond do you evaluate me, Dr.
I'm gonna talk about the band. Okay. But the grammar, I don't know why you use simple past a lot. It was prepared, it was usual eating. Yeah, it was
because I ate it before 2 years.
Okay, so but like we are talking about something like is like doing like is done every day. Okay, this maskoof is like something simple present. Simple present. It is prepared, it is served. It is
usually eaten.
لا أنا ما
أتكلم عن نفسي الحادثة اللي حدثتها قبل 2 years. فإذا أضبط إياها
ممكن أنت
was better.
Yeah, if you wanna because they like describe a famous food, it's not like you have eaten recently. لا هو حكى لك describe a famous food from your country in general. You can of course if you want to talk about it, okay, talk about yourself. You can say I ate it, okay, but don't say it was like served. It was like something in the past, okay. If you want to talk about yourself, you say I ate it like 2 years ago, something like this. Okay, what do you
بالنسبة لكلمة famous يعني يعني بدي منك في جواب جوكر لكل البلدان. ليش هو famous؟ يعني اوكي هو مشهور بس يعني سؤال شوية تركي، فأردت جواب جوكر تعطينا في نصيحة انه why it was famous. يعني هو مشهور فعلا شاورما ومتفضل فيه البنية أول واحدة تستوني داخله المنسف، بس هو ليش famous؟
you can say it's like it's fast to cook. Okay, the ingredients are available almost everywhere. It's generally cheap. يمكن هاي أشهر الأشياء. You can say of course, and it's like traditional. It is served during it is served during social events. So this is why it's famous. يعني هاي الأربع 5 نقاط ممكن تساعد. Okay, so يمكن هاي النقطة بالنسبة للجرامر. Okay, هلا بالنسبة كمان لللكسيكال resource. You mean like it's put some sand, some soil, some sand. حكيت عن تراب إشي؟
انه يعني المسقوف ينحط بحوض وكله تراب وينحط
and covered with sand مش dust الغبرة.
covered with dust ما تعرف شنو هو.
لا sand رمل.
لا هو عفوا الرمل صح.
sand okay لأنه dust غبرة. Okay.
It was cooked يعني with sand.
covered
صح أنا mistake سويت صح.
yes.
يعني شلون نقول
covered it is covered it is ليش تحكي was
يعني
it is covered
sorry
it is covered
it is yes
يعني أحلاها سما
sorry بس صدق لأنه إحنا يعني we must dug a big hole and
Yeah.
put the fish inside it, and after that we cover it with sand.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, it's covered with sand.
that's-
Okay. هلا شو قصدك بالgovernment؟ محافظة.
يعني only بصرة government cooked مسقوفة.
يا هلا خلينا نحكي مش
Governorate.
government، خلينا نحكي
لا شنو؟
governorate. governorate محافظة أو area أو region أسهل. government الحكومة. أوكي يعني علاوي والشباب هم اللي شغالين
no,
في
only.
يا أوكي أما
يعني بالبصرة area لو بس شلون
يا بصرة
يعني
area بصرة region
area
yes أو
بصرة region
yes
okay.
أو southern of Iraq يعني إذا حبيتي. تمام. يا شو معنى بلد بالإنجليزي؟ in my
country.
country. اوكي حاولي تحكي country. اوكي مش country الار شوي country. So based on your scope, based on your answers, fluency is good, lexical source is good, but there are some notes, grammar, there are like some, okay, and fluency. So most probably your score is going to be something between 6.5 and 6.5, 6.5 and 6, something like this, because you use some advanced vocab.
Okay.
Yeah, but the grammar is a little bit, pronunciation is a bit, but fluency and coherence and lexical source in general is good.
Yes, good, yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for your answer.
يعني أستاذ إسراء أنا أسوي نوت إنه simple present يعني
Yes.
almost إنه كل السكشنات مالتي
لا
simple
مش شرط
present.
مش شرط، حسب إذا سألك مثلا عن شيء في الماضي بدك تحكي عن الماضي،
مش شرط.
حسب شو بيسألك. يعني لو سألك حكى لك
إذا
مثلا
تمام.
describe a journey that you went to، تكلم عن
عن موفي
رحلة.
دكتور، أنا سألوني عن
Yes,
موفي.
describe a movie you watched.
بالضبط.
You watched.
راح يكون بالماضي.
شفت.
Yes. أكيد حسب. وممكن يسألك عن شيء على future. Describe a journey that you would like. Describe a country. Describe a journey that you would like to go to in the future. Yeah. Describe.
مثلا
Yeah.
يعني.
Yeah. Describe a device that you would like to buy in the future. حسب. يعني ممكن يسألك على future، ممكن يسألك على past، ممكن يسألك على present. هذا السؤال.
حسب السؤال.
Like this is like a fact. Describe a famous food. Facts دائما بستخدم له simple present. Yeah. Thank you so much for your answer. Thank you, Sama.
Yes.
You are so welcome. Okay, yeah, who would also like to answer? مين كمان حاب يجاوب هذا السؤال؟ ناخذ كمان إجابة أو إجابتين. Yes, guys, any other answer? Okay, thank you so much, everyone. We have like a course after Eid starting on Saturday. راح نبلش عنا مهارة الرايتنج، راح تكون معنا إن شاء الله بعد العيد. اوكي، إذا حدا مهتم أو حدا عنده أي سؤال بتعلق بالآيلتس، بالسبيكينج، بالرايتنج، بالليسنينج، بالريدنج، ما يتردد إنه يتواصل معي، يبعث لي. اوكي، this is my number. Okay, and I would be more than happy to help you guys and to answer your questions. Okay, so
لا تمام.
yes.
عفوا أستاذ كمل الرقم، بس عندي سؤال
تفضلي.
واحد بس. أستاذ إنه أنا يعني recently قمت أدرب بمواقع مواقع
ممتاز.
إنه موك تيست يعني recently، فإنه بديت بالlistening.
تمام.
إنه إيش دا يصير أستاذ، بس خلي أفهمك. يعني دا يريد يعني اللي دا سبيكر شنو دا يحكي، هم اكو اثنين سبيكر، فاني
تمام.
ارشح اجابه منو الاول ولا الثاني؟
لا
يعني اكو
حسب
اثنيناتهم دا يحكون.
ممكن اخذ
يعني.
الاجابه، من الاثنين. اول شيء من اي موقع بتعملي براكتسنج؟
اي 2 هم بعثوا لي رابط قناه اي 2 فري، هو طبعا قناه اي 2.
طيب خليني بدي اشوف، بس هلا انت
يعني
الاجابه بدك تاخذيها من الاثنين.
تقدر ابعث لك اياه.
ابعثي لي اياه. هلا هم الاجابه بدك تاخذيها من
انا
الاثنين،
ابغى انه واحد منهم صح. اوكي
مش شرط. هم بتناقشوا.
ابعث لك
تمام
اياه على
اوكي.
الواتس. يا ريت لو ايميلك استاذ على مود ادز لك اللينك على الايميل فورا، ودي يعني شيء يعني يا ريت لو ايميلك هم تكتبه هنا اذا ما صرت زحمه
شفت
علي.
علي؟ اوكي، لانه حسب السؤال ممكن اخذ الاجابه من الطرف الاول، ممكن اخذها من الطرف الثاني. يعني مثلا ممكن يحكي لك ممكن يكون السؤال على صيغه اوكي، الجواب على صيغه سؤال. يعني ممكن يحكي is there any parking there؟ يحكي له yes there is a lot. اوكي، فالجواب كلمه parking اخذتها من السبيكر الاول. اوكي، ممكن مثلا يحكي له what skills should I have؟ ممكن يحكي له you should have communication skills، فالاجابه اخذتها من السبيكر الثاني. فانا بدي اسمع اوكي يعني اوكي شو كل طرف بيحكي عشان اخذ الاجابه. على كل، ابعتي لي اياه الامتحان خليني اشوفه ان شاء الله. الله يسعدك.
انا صدق يعني بحيره يعني. تمام، راح ابعثه ودزوا الحلول بس راح ابعثك اياه.
ابعتي لي اياه مش مشكله. وبشوف انا بدي اشوف اصلا اذا هو امتحان زي امتحانات الفعليه الرسميه ولا احيانا بيختلف. مش دائما امتحاناتهم بتكون زي الامتحانات الرسميه، بس خليني اشوف. الاي 2 هاي تبعت جاي اظن، مشهوره هاي القناه. اوكي يس ثانك يو سو ماتش.
عندي سؤال.
تفضلي كارول.
هلا إذا كان في حدا فيه إنه يسجل معك بس only one skill،
ممكن
3 أسئلة.
يس ما في
السؤال
مشكله.
الأول. السؤال الثاني، إذا في حدا بده يرجع يقدم اسمها الريتيك.
ريتيك، بس لازم تكوني ماخذه كمبيوتر عشان تعملي ريتيك.
بس أما بيبر
كمبيوتر
بيز لا.
لا، بيبر بيس لا. كمبيوتر، ولازم خلال 60 يوم من الاختبار، ورسومها 110 دنانير، ولازم في نفس المركز اللي اختبرت فيه.
تمام. السؤال
يس.
الثالث، إيش هي المراكز اللي أنت ممكن إنك أنت ترشحها؟
هلا هو احنا عندنا في الاردن في 3 مراكز، بس انا شخصيا انا عندي تعاون مع مركز اسمه الاوفال اكاديمي اللي هو المركز البيضاوي. اوكي، بس اللي فهمته انه في الفتره الاخيره صاروا يعطوا بس كمبيوتر، صح؟
كلام صح.
اوكي، صاروا يعطوا بس كمبيوتر. وبصراحه انا من وجهه نظري الكمبيوتر احسن، يعني لاكثر من سبب. يعني كمبيوتر
أنا سبق وقلت لك دكتور، جاوبتك
يا
بحق.
يا بس هو الكمبيوتر بشكل عام افضل من البيبر
هو
بيست.
صح، أفضل أسهل يعني.
بالذات يعني
عشان
العلامه بتطلع
الناس اللي
بثلاث
قاعدة.
ايام. لايك في مثلا بالنسبه للكمبيوترايزد في الرايتنج بالذات سهل اني اعدل. في الكمبيوترايزد في عداد للكلمات. يعني في اكثر من
ممكن
نقطه بتساعد.
سؤال
تفضلي يا علا.
يزيد فضلك دكتور؟ هلا أنا كان في عندي امتحان الآيلتس ب9.3، تمام، بس رجعت أجلته ل9.5.
تمام.
أنا في إربد، بس حبيت إنه أحجزه بعمان، لأنه صراحة ما بعرف يعني، حاسة حالي هلا ندمانة إنه رجعت لآخر مرة حجزته بعمان، لأنه هلا ما بقدر أعدل مرة ثانية. بس خفت صراحة من مراكز إربد. فهلا لما سمعتك إنه أنت حضرتك بتحكي في لك تعاون مع مركز البيضاوي، هو في منه بإربد صح ولا لا هذا المركز؟
لهم مكتب في
عند
إربد.
أرابيلا
هيك
مول.
اجاني دكتور، اجاني مثلا ما بعرف هيك شعور انه ممكن مثلا مراكز اربد انه مثلا الامتحان ما يكون عندها بشكل يعني معتمد هيك يعني
شوفي،
100%.
لا هو
ما
معتمد،
بعرف.
هو نفس المركز، كونه نفس المركز خلص هو معتمد. بس شوف، ما دام عندك هذا الشعور اختبري في عمان. اوكي،
اه
لانه ضروري تكون نفسيتك يعني كثير مطمنه ومرتاحه. لانه لو صار معك اي شيء في الامتحان حتى لو شيء طبيعي، راح تصيري تحكي هذا اكيد لانه المركز في اربد، لو اني اختبرت في عمان كان احسن.
اه
فكونك خلص يعني عندك هاي الفكره او عندك هذا الشعور، خلص اختبري في عمان افضل.
شكرا لك، يعطيك
يس.
الف عافيه دكتور
الله
على
يعافيك
المحاضره القيمه.
الله يسعدك، وشكرا على التعليق.
الله
شكرا،
يسعدك.
الله يعافيك. اهلا فيك اهلا. Yes, any other questions guys? Any comments?
شكرا كتير لك
You are
دكتور،
so
دائما ما
welcome.
بتأثر.
الله يسعدك
يسعدك.
كارول. أهلين. Okay,
الله
thank you so much everyone. Thank you Sama, you are so welcome. Thank you guys. كل عام وانتم بخير إن شاء الله، وينعاد علينا بالصحة والسعادة علينا وعليكم
احنا وانت يا رب.
الله يكرمكم. أوكي، ممكن نعمل محاضرة بس بعد العيد تأكيد، مش هلأ. تمام، هلأ خلص فترة العيد. Okay, thank you so much
تمام بخير.
everyone. See
عام
you.
وانتم بخير.
وانتم بخير، تقبل الله الطاعات. مع السلامة، بالتوفيق جميعا.